Alright, this is a video today talking about having a group like a MAG or mutual assistance group, they call it, a crew and all that kind of stuff. I have a few people that I'm really close with that we haven't formed an official thing yet, but I could pick up the phone at any time and call them for whatever, and they could do the same to me, and we're that close. A lot of them would go to church together, and one of them's actually the preacher. Out here where I live in the country, we don't really call him pastor, or at least I don't. We call him preacher man. But anyway, it's several of us pretty much on the same page. We were talking about getting together, say once a month or something like that before everything locked down, but it just didn't happen. So hopefully after all this passes, we can get closer and do some things together, and be more prepared as a group and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, we all go to the same church. We have the same beliefs and faith, which has a lot to do with making a group that really click together. I believe it was some of Viking Preparedness, Pastor Joe Fox, some of his older videos, he was talking about that, it really helps to have people of the same faith, or if you don't have any faith, if you're atheists, a group of atheists will get together better than a mixed group of different beliefs like that. But anyway, I definitely believe that you should have a group, and you'll be a lot better off than you are on your own, or just your own household or family. It definitely helps to have more people involved, different skills, different trade, different life experience. All of us go through weird things that only you know how to handle that situation if it comes up, because you've already been through it. And just kind of on that thought process with the pandemic going on, it's really not a lot you can do, just kind of shelter in place and hold your own and all that kind of things. But if it was different types of scenario, or if this gets worse, if it gets into like Nothing Fancy says, without rule of law, then having a MAG would be very beneficial for everybody to get together in one place and hold down the fort. You have lots of jobs then. You have your own security. That's going to be up to you. It'd be good to have ones that are into medical stuff and working the medical field, doctors, nurses, all that kind of stuff. It would be good to have a dentist in your group, somebody to work on your teeth. But I don't really know one of them right off, but you definitely need, it takes a village. It would be hard to make it through everything on your own, because if you do have a total collapse like that, it's going to be a lot of jobs to do. You're going to have gardening and working land, planting seeds, stuff like that. You're still going to have everything else. You got to do your own security, like I said. You got kids to watch. You can't really do much tactical stuff with holding a baby, but do the things like they said. Lots of jobs. You're gonna have food production, as I said, with planting the gardens and working all that. And then you're also going to have to put up the food and store it. You're still going to have cooking. Like I said, you need medical. You need somebody with those kind of expertise, which I lack a whole lot in. You need people that can hunt, to go out and gather more food, stuff like that. You need somebody that knows how to build things like construction and stuff, because you're going to have stuff that's falling down, or you're going to need to build a new shed to put up your tools and all that kind of stuff, and building more chicken pens, chicken house, all that kind of stuff, fences, stuff like that. I already have a hog pen, but I need to get some pigs. I haven't got none yet. I raised some probably 5 or 6 years ago now, but the last few years I hadn't done it. But the pen's still pretty good. I helped my father-in-law build him one yesterday, and things like that. Being able to have your own food, even if everything goes back to normal or pretty much normal, it's still nothing like having your own homegrown vegetables out of the garden, or meat. It's something different. It's a lot better, and a lot better for you. You know where it came from and what it's been eating. But with that, you got your hogs. You need to build salt boxes so you can salt the meat down to preserve it. Then you need to build a smokehouse if you don't have one, so you can smoke and cure the meat. That way you don't have to refrigerate it. Plus, I really like the taste of it. That's where it's at. Ain't nothing better than some good old fresh hog meat, ham or fat back, bacon, that kind of stuff. One thing I like to do, you can take and fry it up in a pan, and you take that bacon grease and you cut up some potatoes and put that in there, especially if you batter them in flour. Ain't no better eating right there than that. But that's what we do right here in the country. That's the way we were born and raised, and a lot of us has gotten away from it, with the modern conveniences and fast-paced life and all that kind of stuff that we got going on now. But I mean, you can't beat the old ways. I like it. I enjoy it a lot. It's a simpler life. It's work, it's manual labor, but that's the way God intended it. That's what it says in the Bible. I don't remember the exact verse and all that, but if I remember right, and I could have some of it wrong, but said that man will toil, I think it said, or work 6 days in the sun just to eat by the sweat of his brow. And again, look it up for yourself. I could have butchered that, but anyway, it does give you a different feeling, being close to nature, more or less living off the land, that kind of stuff. It gives you an idea and appreciation for how the older generations came up, what they went through. And things were hard back then as far as money wise. You had the Depression and all that kind of stuff, but they made it through it because they still knew how to do the work. They knew how to be self-sufficient. They wasn't counting on the government and the grocery store to save everybody. They did it themselves. They worked, they prayed, and they got through it, as a family coming together. I guess back in them days they didn't really call it a mag or all these prepper terms. It was just the way of life. That's how it was. That's how people survived. you know, trading things back and forth with each other, you know, helping each other to build stuff and whatever needed doing. If somebody needed to build a barn, you know, kind of like the Amish do today, you'd have the, you know, community come together and build that barn, you know, just out of kindness. See you.